Here we go, big kid. Whoa, big kid.
Oh,
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 2 of the OG era. Here we are. We got Big TJ and we got Big Nate. Two legends.
Yeah.
Two legends.
hell
So
yeah.
here we go.
Sorry for running late
TJ, how
for
you
the
doing?
recording. Sorry for running late for the recording. I had to, like I said, I had to get my call. I had to get my chippy.
Coffee. What was that, Mary Lou's?
Mirasol's. See, here's my thing.
Man, you're
Last
not
week
a good
after,
drinker, man.
well, here's the thing. After the show last week, a couple of people text me like, "TJ, that's not a coffee. That's a chippy." I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's coffee. It's coffee milk. It's coffee milk.
Yeah, coffee's coffee.
Coffee's
I don't
coffee.
see a
But
difference.
I switched it up today. I got so they had this new flavor called like a cinnamon bun.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
chippy, like the chippy flavor, the coffee milk, right?
Yeah.
But this has like that cinnamon bun flavor. It's really good.
Interesting. I'm not a big coffee guy, but I do
You
like
better try
cinnamon.
it. You better try it.
Yeah. I
You come down.
might need to give it a
When you
try.
come down.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit of Falcon and Winter Soldier. You haven't seen
Yeah.
episode 2 yet, but I have,
No,
and
not
it's phenomenal. So I'm
Yeah?
gonna say I'm gonna try to hype you up about it. I'm gonna hype up
Don't
the
spoil
listeners about it.
Don't spoil it for me.
I will not spoil it. I won't say anything. I won't say any spoilers. Besides that, Falcon dies.
Damn. Wow.
I'm
Talk
sorry,
about cutting
big
it
kid, I'm
short.
sorry.
Talk
Yeah,
about
that
cutting the
one
series
episode
short.
that was in there. I'm sorry to spoil that for you. Nah, I'm busting it.
R.I.P. to
Josh,
Falcon.
big kid. Yeah. No, episode 2, it was very great. They really
Yeah.
kind of set up a lot of what the story's going to be, a lot of what the plot's going to be. They go in more depth into some of the characters, like John Walker, who was the
Yeah.
new Captain America we saw. They go a lot more into him, a lot. Some of the people around him. I don't want to say any spoilers, but some of his people, some of his, yeah, you know what I
Some
mean?
of his people.
Yeah,
The people.
yeah.
People.
And you also see a couple of you see 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 villains. I'm not sure. I forgot what the number was, but it's somewhere around there. I don't know. We'd have to watch it to find out.
Reminds me of the song, like 1 little, 2 little, 3 little. Like, and
Yeah.
it goes little things, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little, like, you know, like you can add whatever you want. It's like 1 little, 2 little, 3 little villains, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little villains.
Yeah, when I was like 5.
We went on a tangent. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna count today. 1 villain, 2 villains, 3 villains,
Yeah, it was a great episode. It was really great. They really bring a lot of stuff in to really get people's excitement up. They really set it up really well.
Well,
I should
Marvel
say.
has to. I
Marvel does
mean,
do it
like we
well.
brought up last week, like what you brought up last week with Marvel, they're only doing 6 shows, so it's like you have to jam them in. You have to jam it in there somehow. So in this case, rather than wait until episode 7 or 6, right? You get right down to business after episode 2, right? So that's how you have to look at it. With WandaVision, they did a great job holding that in, right? But we didn't find that out until later on.
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't watched WandaVision yet, what the hell are you doing watching this and already moving on to Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Exactly.
The hell's the
If you
matter
haven't
with
watched
you?
WandaVision yet, what the hell are you doing?
What are you
It
doing?
came out when? January? And now here we are already in almost April.
Whoa, big kid. Whoa.
Times are flying by, big kid. Wow.
It's crazy, dude, that we're already, so for me, it's weird that we're already in March, like the end of March, going into April, and we've already seen the entire series of WandaVision. We're about to get to the halfway point now of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then Loki starts June, isn't it? I thought it was June.
Yeah, it is June. It is June, yeah.
Because I remember originally, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they were going to release Black Widow in May, but they moved it to July 9th for a premiere release on the Disney Plus network.
Yeah.
That's
insane
that they moved that premiere.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a minute. I just want to finish up a little
bit.
Yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier. But so Kevin Feige, who obviously most of the listeners probably know him. He's the president of Marvel Studios, for those of you that don't know. So he's like the head honcho behind everything. And he said before Falcon and Winter Soldier started, he said that the show is going to set up multiple spin-off projects or just multiple projects in general, not necessarily a spin-off. And episode 2, they don't directly set anything up, but they kind of give a tease to one thing that could happen, and they give another tease to another thing that could happen. And it's awesome. I'm excited. I'm hyped.
Well, that's been Marvel's like MO.
I don't know. I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but so one thing that I've wanted to see Marvel do for a long time, very long time, is to adapt the famous comic book team called the Thunderbolts, who Suicide Squad trailer dropped today for DC, and that looks amazing. I don't know if you've seen that, but that looks phenomenal.
No.
It's rated R, and I'm hyped.
So I woke up early and like around like 10, 11 o'clock, which is surprisingly for me that I woke up that early.
Wow. I was already at work for an hour or two by then.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I woke up I'm waiting for this trailer to release. I look on YouTube, nothing on YouTube. So I go on with my day. I started helping my sisters move into their new room, right?
I dropped like
do all that. Go get and I go get my coffee, and I look, and I'm like I'm driving, and I get the alert, like, oh, the trailer dropped, and I'm like, son of a bitch! It's like I missed it. I was excited because now I'm like, now it's like I wanted to watch it even before this, but I got so caught up with doing other things to get ready for my trip, that I haven't had the chance to watch it. So I probably will watch it after the recording.
It looks great. It looks phenomenal. You've seen Snyder Cut now, so now they're kind of I know we're going off another tangent, but who cares? It's the OG era.
We're the OG era.
The original goats, God damn it, the original goats. So
no scripts. Screw scripts. We just go off the cusp. That's how we do it here.
Right from up here, big kid. Right up from the old noodle. So
exactly.
Warner Brothers CEO Ann Sarnoff said after a few days after the Snyder Cut dropped last Thursday, she said, and of course she could just be saying this just to die down the excitement or whatnot, but she said, we at Warner Brothers will not be restoring the Snyderverse. And a big hashtag going around now is hashtag restore the Snyderverse. I think it'll eventually happen to some extent, probably, as I've been saying for months, probably on HBO Max as a limited series. But so she said that we're excited about the future of what we're doing now with the DC movies. And the Suicide Squad trailer looks outstanding. They got James Gunn writing it and directing it. It looks phenomenal. He did Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Great director, great writer. This movie, as I've been saying this for a while, TJ. I've been saying this for a long time. And this was before we knew that the Snyder Cut was happening, before we knew that it would come before the Suicide Squad movie. I have been saying that the Suicide Squad is going to save DC movies. It'll save DC films. We have the Snyder Cut. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people that aren't fans of the DC movies, that are just not really not very familiar with the source material, and they're just like, okay, Marvel movies are light years better than DC, which the movies, it's been true over the last couple of years.
Right.
But Snyder Cut really built up a lot of hype. And I was saying that Suicide Squad's going to save them. This trailer really kind of shows me I think it's going to save them, and it's going to really kickstart them into wherever they go for the future. But I'm thrilled. It looks amazing.
My thing with the Snyder, with the Zack Snyder Cut was it really did build a story between the characters, or really a better story than what I thought the original one did.
Yeah.
Like that was my feel of it. And I think it did a better job with justifying everything that happened, versus you have like these comedy like bits with Superman at one point saying, hey, like asking Batman, do you bleed? Like that wasn't in this one. And I like that. I like how they got rid of that. Because I feel like it was too cheesy. That was in Batman versus Superman, because Batman asked Superman that, and then Superman in the Justice League, that was the original release.
Oh yeah, he says that back to him.
Yeah, when he's like grabs him, right? I think they did a better job. I think they did a lot of justice for a lot of different for a lot of different characters, and then having introduced a couple of different people into the series as well. They introduced oh my god, what's his
Martian
name?
Manhunter.
Yes, Martian Manhunter. Thank you. Introduced him, the new that Joker that they had, the Joker, the new version of Joker in that dream at the end of the movie. So I'm not even kidding you. So I was watching the movie, and like I get to like the 4 hour, like close to the 4 hour mark, And I'm like saying to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, where's that Joker scene that everybody keeps talking about? And I'm like, so I started looking it up. I'm like, where's that scene? Like, did I skip it? Did I miss it or something when I left the room for a second? And then I look at the end. It's like next thing you know, I see him on the screen. I'm like, okay, good, I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought it would come up in between. I thought it would come up in between, but there was some parts where I was kind of lost. There were some cuts here and there where it kind of like didn't make sense. There was no real transition. It just was a jump in a scene, like with Cyborg when they're in Superman's ship where they're about to try to revive him,
Mhm.
and he has his hand in that little I'll call it like a little gauntlet thing, like the little computer system where he's trying to hack it,
Yeah.
and they're showing like what will happen if you bring back Superman or like an alternate universe.
Yeah. And I think it was like, I think he was just seeing like kind of just like what not really could, but I think he was saying like what was going to end up happening.
Now, is that possible that could happen?
Yeah, well, Zack Snyder revealed his storyboard for what his trilogy would have been like.
Yeah.
And all of that scene was in that storyboard. So I wasn't expecting us to see any of that, but actually seeing that on screen, it's been out for a week now, so I'll say quote unquote spoilers. But seeing Darkseid just like comfort a grieving Superman after Lois was killed by him, seeing Darkseid go to town and just kill Aquaman and to kill an Atlantean with his Omega beams, to
Yeah.
see a Wonder Woman die, it was just crazy. I wasn't expecting that at all, and I think it was just great. I think end of the day, I think we eventually will maybe not get the Snyderverse restored, but I think we will get his trilogy finished, maybe as an HBO Max 2-season series to do the second movie and the third movie.
I could see that. I could see it as like not to say a spin-off to the DC universe, but something to that extent of okay, if like a what if, like I know Marvel's been wanting to do that, like a what if series. Like for example, like
they're doing it on Disney Plus.
yeah, is it on right now on Disney Plus the what if?
No,
Or
it
is that
hasn't aired. It comes out in the summer.
comes out in the summer? Okay, that's what I thought. Like that what if, like we could see that with HBO Max doing that, but they're doing a really good job with formatting everything.
Yeah, and DC has, so Marvel has the comic book series What If, where it just shows all those alternate things what could happen. DC kind of has something called Elseworlds, which it's like different like universes of like stuff that's happening. So I feel like they could just call it Zack Snyder Elseworld or something like that, just to signify that it's not a part of what's happening.
I think it'd be interesting to do, because Zack Snyder's mind for where he wanted the series to go and where it should go is perfect.
It was
Yes,
it was phenomenal.
fantastic. It was fantastic. That 4 hours. Now let me ask you: was that the original cut time, or did they just leave some stuff in there without editing? Or they just said screw, we're just like I wanted to ask you that because the original cut was the obvious cut was 4 hours 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
So when
Would that
Zack
been
Snyder
it?
was filming it in 2015, 2017, and his daughter tragically passed away. He at the time he'd only filmed about 80% of the movie, and then Warner Brothers hires Joss Whedon, who did the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, thinking, okay, Marvel guy who's done Avengers movies, let's hire him for our team up movie. They told him to cut out 30% of what Snyder had filmed. So the movie theoretically was 50% filming. So Joss Whedon, they took out a lot of what we saw about Cyborg. They took out a lot of what we saw about the Flash, and they just edited some stuff or they just wrote over some scenes. So the Snyderverse, Snyder took 80%, took his 80% of what he had filmed. So Warner Brothers didn't just delete the 30% that Whedon got rid of. So he had 80% of it going in. He then did some reshoots because he didn't want anything that Joss Whedon did to be in there, but some of the scenes he wanted. So he reshot some of them, and then he just added in a bunch, like that Joker scene at the end with Deathstroke and Mara. That was completely done during the pandemic. He literally just filmed it. The Martian Manhunter thing, the first Martian Manhunter scene that we saw with him pretending to be Martha Kent. That was originally done, but the ending one where he meets Batman, that was filmed during the pandemic.
I thought that was good. I thought that was a good ad to put on there too, because I
That was a
think
great tease of what he wanted to have happen. And I feel
yeah,
like maybe some of these scenes that Snyder did were just to really build up the hype to get traction going on people
oh
wanting this
yeah,
done.
100%.
Done. So I feel like if they were to do this trilogy, I feel like I honestly, you want a hot take right here, TJ? I'll give you a hot
Give
take.
me a hot take. I want a hot take right now.
So we were supposed to get the Justice League trilogy with Zack Snyder's vision. We have
Yeah,
what 4 Avengers movies now.
yeah.
2 of them you can basically say Infinity War and Endgame are part 1, part 2. So technically you could say 3. So a trilogy in a way, I guess. But I honestly feel like if we were to get Zack Snyder's vision, I've read the storyboards. I knew what was going to happen. I honestly feel we see he released them online for a little bit, then he deleted
Yeah.
them. But I feel like that Justice League trilogy would have outdone what we saw for the Avengers.
Oh, I
I feel
agree.
like it really would have. And I'm not a big Zack Snyder guy. I've said in the past how critical I was of his films. Not a big fan of him, but Snyder cut outstanding, and I want to see more. I want
Oh, I
and I
definitely
want
do
it now.
too.
I want it
So
now, goddamn.
everybody wants it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody wants it. But that was my thing. So like, I'm a big Marvel guy. I'm big on Marvel. That made me want to watch DC more. You know, that made me like just want to watch like more of the DC movies. So I did. I like before watching like the Snyder cut, I watched everything beforehand. I watched the what was it? The
Man of Steel.
Yeah, the Man of Steel. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of news, but apparently something big. Something big from Jason for something. I don't know. He's texting me big news. But no, so going back. So yeah, I watched Man of Steel. I watched the Batman v Superman. I didn't watch Wonder Woman because I felt like that was after everything. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's just her origin.
It's just her origin. Okay.
Yeah, it takes
So
place in the 1940s.
yeah, so I didn't watch the Wonder Woman 84 either. I just kind of watched those two and then went right to this the Zack Snyder cut. Which again, like I said, it's just it's a really good build. It's a really good story that they did. I thought it was really different. I thought it was great,
Oh yeah.
versus how they originally did it. The colors were different. The scenes were very much different. Just a different story completely, you know. But I think they could do a whole lot more with that Zack Snyderverse. I think there should be, and if they do a spinoff on the HBO Max is doing great. HBO Max is doing phenomenal. To have that is a great investment, I think. But then again, I'm just a person.
Yeah.
But the whole Zack Snyder thing was started by what, a petition? Correct me if I'm wrong. To air it on HBO Max.
Yeah, like back in like 2018, really, people
Yeah.
started saying,
So
release the Snyder cut.
it's the fact that people the voices now can be heard, and to get that is awesome.
Yeah, like there was a lot of
people are listening.
Yeah, like there were a lot of people who were saying for years, release the Snyder cut. We want the Snyder cut. All that, and it had a obviously a big following because people it ended up happening. But I feel like the restore the Snyderverse is going to be a bigger following behind it, and in the Batman movie that Ben Affleck was going to write, direct, and star in was also going to have Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, and it was going to be kind of a lead up to the Justice League sequel into the trilogy and just in the trilogy in general.
Well, Ben Affleck's done with DC. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, not really. He's going to be in the Flash movie as Batman.
That's it.
And he's apparently said, a good source, Daniel Richman, has said that he's heard that Ben Affleck loved the Snyder cut, and after the Flash movie, he wants to be back for more DC. So
it's
I don't know if
after,
that's true or not, but I think it could be.
But here's my thing, right? So with Ben Affleck, right? I know originally there was some different plans for him to, I believe, leave, but then you have the new Batman coming out, and what's that?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is that like you have that? So is that going to be like almost like that dark verse that DC's doing, like with the Joker?
Well, for what? So over the summer,
you
there was
get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
So over the summer, there was no Comic-Con. DC did this whole thing called DC Fandom where they reviewed a bunch of
Yep.
trailers and stuff and news. Walter Hamada, who's the Kevin Feige of DC films, said that the Batman is got nothing to do with the Justice League franchise, nothing to do with Ben Affleck's Batman. It's not a prequel. It takes so in DC Comics, there's the multiverse. There's
Yeah.
52 versions of Earth. The Batman with Pattinson takes place on Earth too. I'm not all that thrilled about that. I want to see everything be on one universe, but I'm very intrigued. But so it's got nothing to do with Ben Affleck. So I guess we could have two Batmans going around at the same time.
It's so weird, like, with Marvel, with what they do, right? Because everything intertwines.
Yeah.
With Marvel, everything intertwines. But then you have DC, where they do multiple films. They have the Dark Knight series, then they had the Superman Returns, and then you have the Man of Steel, and then you have Batman v Superman, and then you do this Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like nothing connected until like 2012 when they wanted to do Man of Steel. They were late to the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Different times, different eras, but that's the beauty of them bringing in Marvel guys. They have that, but I'll put it in like a wrestling term, booking. The booking is that way. What I mean by booking is, okay, when you have these producers, these writers, everything like that did I cut out? I didn't cut out, did I?
No.
All right. No, I know the Wi-Fi.
No.
The editor's Wi-Fi sucks with all this stuff. I don't know why. He always disconnects.
No, he's
but
you gotta fire that guy.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. But anyway, back to what I was saying with Zack, like with what Marvel's doing. With Marvel, with everything that they do, it's always intertwined, interconnected. So when you have these guys coming in from the DC area, coming in from DC, doing everything that they can to almost make it similar, it's very moving. It's very different in a lot of ways, for stories, for different platforms, for different builds. I know I'm rambling on here, but the point I'm getting at is that Marvel has had a formula for years and they're doing it perfectly now, to where, okay, they don't, not to say they don't mind, but they have guys that have perfected that and are willing to move away from Marvel, moving away from the monopoly that is Marvel, and go towards DC and like help them bring up their franchise. Like, not to say they haven't had a great franchise before. They had the Dark Knight. Dark Knight I thought was great.
Yeah.
But in the end, shit happens. Sorry. Just letting you guys know as well, a couple things. One, my headset just died on me. So that's why I'm kind of like moving my stuff around, and I don't have the headphones. Just saying, like,
yeah,
I'm not myself today. It's been a long day for me. What's that?
One of those days.
It is. It really is. Like,
glad it's Friday though. I'm glad it's Friday.
I got to tell you a story. So last Friday, I texted you this too. So last Friday, after we recorded, right, I sent the editor all the stuff because I record the Zoom links. He's joined on. But he's not on camera, unfortunately. Thank goodness. So anyway, I go out to eat with my family, and we go to Providence Place Mall, and I go to go to Macy's. Macy's has like this Marshalls, like a Marshalls type deal, like called Macy's Backstage.
Okay.
So we go in there, and so I'm looking around, right? And there's this guy, not even kidding you, Nate. And I text you this too. I said, remind me to say this on the show, because I wanted to say this on the show because it was yeah. I'm not even kidding you. This guy in a camping backpack and a walking stick, right, comes walking in, and he goes like this. He goes like, "Where's the manager? Where's the manager? I got to talk to a manager." And he's walking back and forth. Right? He's walking back and forth. Do I have a mask on me? Hold on. I'm going to show you what this guy was doing. Hold on. I got my mask right here. Hold on. So he's going like this with his mask. He's going like this. Yeah, let me talk to a manager. These motherfuckers here with these pieces. And I'm like this. You're in a store, man. And this is how you're talking. And it continues. Like, he keeps going like this. He'll have the mask on, and I'll go like this. And it's like, oh my God, what the hell's going on here? So I finally like listen in, like, because I'm a nosy person. I am. I call it, like, so if you're in an accident, like if you ever see an accident on the road, I call people that watch pigeons. And I'm like, I'm that pigeon. I'm that pigeon in the moment where I'm like, all right, I got to hear what's going on here. So I'm just like pretending I'm looking at stuff. And he keeps talking. And now, mind you, because of the pandemic, right, with the lines and everything, it's like, it's kind of going like a snake, like doing like a snake type deal for the line, right? And he's walking back and forth next to the teller, going next to the cashiers. And they're still taking customers and whatnot. He's like, let me talk to the manager. You need to talk to him. This guy tried to screw me. Screw me. Yeah, I swear, dude, this went on for like 15 minutes. The manager finally comes over. He comes over, right? And I'm looking at him. It looks like he's just like I'm not even kidding. It was just so funny the way the guy looked. He had like a holster for a house phone for the store. I've never seen that before in my life. It was like a literal holster for this phone that he's holding, right? And he's walking around with him. He's like, "How can I help you, sir?" Did I freeze again? Did I lose connection for a second?
Yeah, you're back though.
Oh, okay. Did you hear all that by chance or no?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'll edit that out somewhere. Anyway, actually no, we don't edit. Anyway, I'll figure it out. So anyway, I'm with my family. I tell them, hey, go to the restaurant because we're waiting for our table. So I said, go to the restaurant. I'll cash this out, get everything done, and then they go. I'm still listening to it, and this guy says, yeah. So he's like, what's the issue? And the guy with the walking stick goes, one of your salesmen tried to screw on me. He took my hat. Like he had a brand new hat on, right? He had one of those I want to say it was like a fedora. Like yeah, like like the hat where it's like kind of like almost like has the collar and it just kind of winds down. He had one of the like a new one on, right? It was nice, it was white. And he's like, one of you guys took my hat. And like they're like, sir, you're wearing a hat. No. I came in here with a ball cap. And no one gave me back my hat. This goes on for 15 minutes. So everybody's trying to calm him down. And he goes like, so the manager walks away with the phone, right? Whips it out of his holster and like starts calling. He's like, you better not be calling fucking security. On me. He's like, sir, no, I wouldn't do that. No, I'm just trying to call the guy that you were talking with. And I overhear the conversation like, okay, did you ever take this guy's hat? And I don't know the rest of it. He's like, okay, so you didn't. All I hear is like, okay, so you're going to confirm that you didn't take this guy's hat. So the guy overhears it and he goes, you know what? I'm done with dealing with this shit. I'm walking out of here. So he walks back into the mall and just goes on with his day. And he keeps doing the same thing with his mask, going like this, just keeps taking his mask, going like this. And I was just dying because I'm like, only when I leave my house, this shit happens.
Wow.
And I'm not, I promise you, hand of God right here, that like, I wish I could bullshit that. That was just so funny. Like,
that's nuts.
You couldn't make that shit up. This guy has a walking stick, just walking around, and he comes into Macy's. Like, oh my God, it was just so bad. All for a ball cap. And the guy probably had his own ball, like his baseball cap in his bag.
Wow.
But just, it was just so funny, dude.
That's nuts.
That was, oh my God, that made my night. Because I go to,
wow.
So after I go to David Buster's. And like, I'm a fluffy guy. Okay. You know that. I'm a fluffy guy. We're fluffy guys here.
You're a good man.
You're a good man. You're even better, man. So anyway, I go to David Buster's, order some chicken tenders, right? Because they don't have that much on the menu right now. Order chicken tenders and I order some truffle fries. You ever had truffle fries?
Yeah.
They're really good, dude.
Yeah,
I love truffle fries. So anyway, I'm expecting like maybe 5 tenders, 6 tenders, right? I get 3. Get 3 tenders. And I'm like, I'm looking at myself. Yeah, I'm with my family.
Yes.
And yeah, I'd be pissed. No, because they have like, okay, so one of my sisters ordered one of them ordered a fish. The other one ordered, oh my God, my mom ordered a salad, like a big salad, right? And then my little sister just ordered like mac and cheese. And here I am with like my truffle fries and like 3 tenders. And my sister keeps looking at me like, TJ, what's the matter? I'm like, this, like, the hell is this? It's a meal. Like, it's like, it's your meal. I'm like, no, this isn't. It says 3 tenders. This
It's like
is
an
my,
appetizer.
this isn't a meal. I feel like this is a kid's meal at this point.
Yeah, it's like an appetizer.
Yeah, it's an exactly.
Wow.
It's an appetizer at this point.
Wow.
I'm like, geez, talk about getting cheap. But oh boy.
That's crazy.
I said I'll never get I was supposed to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I was pumped to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Next thing you know, we go to Dave & Buster's, which is like my place. You know, I love Dave & Buster's because I'm big. I'm good at that wheel game. You ever play the wheel game?
Yeah.
Like a Big Bass.
Mm-hmm.
So I and Jason will even tell you this. I have like a little cheat, like to get 1,000 tickets every time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So all you do is like it's a weird. You just gotta make it click when you grab the arm. You just gotta make it click somehow. And I'd walk out every other night with like I think it was like 30,000 tickets.
Wow.
And I'd walk out with like some
TJ.
money bags. Yeah, 30,000 tickets, but you spend 100 to walk in that night. So
Damn.
who's the real winner? Who's the real winner? Me or them? But anyway, no. So like a couple of times when I go to Dave & Buster's, they would catch me. They see all these tickets. They see the people piling up next to me with all these tickets there. Like before, now it's like it's all on the card. Everything goes on the card, but it still makes a scene. It makes like that big like noise with the lights and everything like that. But it was just it's funny, like because Jason would always I'd have him like when we used to go, I would be like, all right, Jay, I need you to like watch out for me. Watch out for the security for me. And they're like, why? I'm like, why? He's like, why? It's like, I'm like, just do it. Just so that way nobody knows that I'm doing this. And like our thing was get the guy, because I'd be like that close and it would never give it to me.
Oh wow.
But it would be on it. So Jason's thing was like, get the guy. Another buddy of mine, right? So with another buddy of mine, his name's Jade. He because I did the same thing with him too. I told him, I said, hey, watch security. So what he'd do is grab his watch, he'd go like this, we got him. We got it. So every time I was at that machine or the lights went off, all you'd see is like all you'd see is the people that work there just walking around it. Always just walking around and watching. So I was like, so I get like paranoid. I'd look like this. Look, I keep looking like, what's going on? The hell's going on? They coming for me? Every time. It was always fun. It was always fun to do. It was always fun. But at the end of the night, it's like, holy shit, how much did I have to watch myself? Like, you know?
That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's not as crazy as how great the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is. You watch episode 2, big kid. You let me know what you think.
I will watch it. I promise you, I will watch it.
Outstanding episode.
I promise you, I will watch it.
Good man.
You're even better, man. You're even better. Yeah, I gotta ask you something. So I thought of this on my drive home.
What is it?
How did you get the name Big Nate? I don't think I don't know if I've ever asked that, or if I've ever asked Jay that. Like, how did Big Nate come about?
Freshman year, one of our original friends, Kevin. He just ever since like our first semester, he'd always just call me Big Nate, and then it just stuck.
Okay.
It stuck. And then next year we're doing a radio show. I was in my radio show, and I was like, "What should I do with the name?" Big Nate. I talk a lot. Big talk with Big Nate. There it is, and it's stuck ever since.
To this day, even for the day.
When I die, it'll say on my gravestone, Nathaniel, Big Nate, Olshan. That's what it'll be. In 1,000 years, when I die, in 100,000 years, that'll be when I die, and it'll just say that.
So when you get your Mets jersey or when you get your Red Sox jersey, it's gonna say Big Nate on the back of it.
Yeah,
it's gonna say Big Nate on the back. All right, what number would you want on your jersey? What number would you want on your jersey?
Oh, number 1.
That's it? You're just going that basic?
Nah, 69.
I was just thinking that. I'm like this. Wait a minute. Yeah. It's either gonna be like something random or 69.
No, it's gonna be 69.
It's gonna say Big Nate 69. Yeah. Now you're gonna get it on a Red Sox jersey?
No.
Oh man. Come on, man. Fine. I'll get I won't even. Because I know I'm not going to wear the Mets jersey this year. I'm not going to wear it because the Mets ain't making the playoffs, bitch.
Oh, you're cracking wise, TJ. You're cracking wise, big.
Hey, like
kid.
I said last week, if they make the playoffs, I will buy a jersey and go to a game with you. I promise you
bet.
that. Even
You
if you're
bet.
in Denver, I'll get you out here somehow. We'll go to a game.
Hell yes.
You excited for your trip?
Yeah, I'm hyped. It'll be awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So yeah,
I know I'm pumped, dude, for Tampa.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Tampa's gonna be good. I'm excited. So
Yeah,
I
I can't
finally
wait.
released it, and now I can say I'm going to Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I can't wait to get out to Colorado. It's gonna be fun.
it's gonna be, dude, especially doing our show from out.
Yeah.
You're gonna do this out there. While I'm in Tampa, you're in Denver.
Yeah,
Still need
it'll
to
be
figure out a
fun.
name. Still need to figure out a name for the show.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We got time. We got time.
We'll do it.
Only 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks away. Yeah, only 2 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Excited. Big things coming to the OG era. Big
things.
things. The original goats. That is us.
That is us. I feel like this is the awkwardest way of closing a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I gotta go. So I think that.
I know you do. I know, but so for us, you've been watching the OG era. I'm TJ Alvin alongside with Big Nate here. Make sure to follow us down here, right down here, the
Right down there.
at
Follow.
DGOG.era, which is the longest IG tag ever.
But it's iconic.
But it is iconic, big kid. But it is iconic. Make sure you subscribe to, keep that notification bell on.
Oh yeah.
And Nate, I will talk to you next week. And for you viewers out there, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button, leave a comment. Don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy.
Follow us.
Fun the big kids.
Keep on listening. We're great people. We're great people. Follow us. Follow us on social media.
You know what? We're great men. Nate, you're a good man.
We are great. We are iconic men.
We are iconic.
Not as great as Big Petey Alves, though. That kid is probably the most
Big
great.
P. I'll see him later.
Oh, you will.
I'll tell him that you said that.
Good man. You tell him I said he's a great kid, and that I said let's go Mets, Knicks, Jets, and Islanders.
Nate, you're a better man. You're a good man. You're a better
Great man. Thank everybody for listening in.
See you guys next week.
This week, and you stay safe.
You stay safe too.
I'll
See you
try
guys
my
next week.
best.